Right, so welcome to the Love Seat.
Thank you.
So, again, we've never met before. We had a quick little chat via social media.
We
so
did.
Tell me about your hair and what do you like and what do you dislike?
Okay, so I don't really know where to start with my hair, to be perfectly honest. I think it's changed quite a lot over the last couple of years.
Okay.
I do feel it's got a little bit thinner.
Okay, if you don't mind asking, how old are you?
I'm 55.
Okay.
Okay.
And are you through the
I
menopause?
think probably through it,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I do think it's got a bit thinner over the years, and I do feel like sometimes when I wash it, I get big clumps of hair coming out. Of
And
my
do
hair.
you get the clumps? Have you checked if it is a specific time of the year that it happens? So normally for hair
I
loss,
haven't really noticed that.
so we normally have shedding between September and November.
Okay.
That's generally a shedding time,
Yeah.
more or less in that time.
Yeah.
Then we have, you also can shed if you've had a stressful period. So the shedding
Okay.
happens about 12 weeks after.
Right. Okay.
Or 8 to 12 weeks. So if you have, let's say, you've either had a fever, you've had a stressful
Yeah,
time, you've not
okay.
eaten properly, then that can affect the hair about 12
Okay.
weeks on. So I think it's always interesting to see if it is
When
a cycle
yeah,
or is
if
it
it's
something
just
that happens
occasional.
all the
Yeah.
time.
I think it's probably. I think maybe it is a cycle, because sometimes I don't find it too bad. I find it worse when I wash my hair. You know, so if you're standing in the shower, it's like, oh great. And also when I'm drying it as well sometimes.
And how often do you wash your hair?
Well, I try to wash it every 3 days.
Okay. And do you brush it in between?
What do you mean? Just.
So you will lose 100 to 150 hair a
yeah.
day.
Okay.
So for example, so I only shampoo my hair on a Sunday. So and also with my curly hair, I don't brush it at all.
Okay, so no, I do, because my hair's quite straight.
So on a Sunday when I brush it, I
yeah.
can have 750 hairs coming out. So it looks a lot more.
Yeah.
So I say to people, if you take every day, give it a bit of a brush
Yeah.
and see what's out, because then you
Yeah,
can have a
yeah.
better
Idea of
what's happening.
I feel more of it comes out possibly when it's wet, and I
Okay.
brush it before I dry it.
Right.
And then when I'm drying it, I notice that sometimes as well.
And when you dry, did you use a brush to dry?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is it a brush? Does it have metal inside? Is it a ball hair
it's
brush?
just a flat-headed brush, like a paddle brush.
Okay.
That I use, and I find it gets quite greasy after about. I mean, I washed it on Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday
Okay.
evening before I went out. I would find, like today, I feel like it really needs washing today.
So when you look at it,
yeah.
do you see grease on it now?
I just feel I feel like it's a bit greasy, and
Right.
I'd probably tie it up now.
Right. So it's interesting you say that, because when I feel your hair, there's no oil.
Oh really?
No. So what happens is with us with naturally dark hair, there will probably be a little bit of oil on the hair,
Yeah.
but it actually looks a lot shinier than
Yeah.
what it is in comparison to oiliness, if that
Oh,
makes
okay.
sense. Because number one, your white hair is very sparkly, and the contrast between the white and the dark hair is a lot higher.
Yeah.
So what that will do is it will make it appear a lot shimmerier, and people automatically
Okay.
think that's oil. But when
But
I touch
actually,
your hair,
it's not. Okay,
there's
well
no
maybe
oil.
it's just extra shiny.
yeah, it's
it's shiny.
definitely glossy, and also the hair's
Right.
very silky.
Yeah.
It's very silky.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when you shampoo your hair, what do you normally wash with?
I've just got some Aveeno shampoo that I use.
Okay.
So it's a shampoo and a conditioner, and that's all I use. I don't put any products on it, anything at all, nothing.
So we always say, as long as your products are silicone free. Now, obviously, I know Aveeno I use their lip balm and stuff, but I don't know their shampoos and their conditioners.
know.
So I'll need to look into
Okay.
to see if they've got something like dimethicone, trimethicone, dimethiconol, ammonium methiconol. Those are only of the 4
Okay.
silicones that's in there. If they do have silicone, then there will definitely be a coating on the hair, and that will make the hair sit flatter.
Right.
But it can stimulate or give you the appearance of oil on the hair when it's not
okay.
actually oily.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, that's good
And
to know.
and when you use the flat brush, do
Yeah.
you put the head upside down? Do you brush just go side to side?
No, I just brush it, and then I tend to try and just turn the ends under a bit with the end of the brush, basically. I do feel it's quite fine. I've always had quite fine hair, so it does tend to sit very flat. I've always had that problem.
And when was your last haircut?
It was 4 months ago.
4 months ago.
I checked this morning because I thought, I think it was ages. So it was 4 months ago. Yeah, so I do feel it sits very flat, but I think that's maybe because it's fine. So I struggle a bit with getting texture or anything into it. Yeah.
So there's, with the sitting flat, so there's two things. So yes, you do have fine hair, but you've actually got good hair,
Yeah.
It's not hair that I don't touch, and I think you've got little hair. There's enough hair there.
Yeah.
I can see with a haircut there's so how haircuts work. Shorter hair pushes longer hair in the direction. So if your hair is short at the back, long in the front, it comes forward.
Yep.
If your hair is short in the front, long in the back, it comes backwards.
Okay.
Now, when we look at your haircut at the moment,
Yeah.
so this hair here, which is technically the weakest bit of the hair because the surface layer is the smallest.
Okay.
When I bring that forward, that actually makes the focus point of your hair. So all of this, there's basically no layer in there. Now I know people think that if that hair is shorter,
Yeah.
it gives layers. It's not. That just gives it like a slight, well, call it graduation
Yeah.
through the front.
Okay.
But there's technically in this, there's no layer. When I take that down,
Yeah, it's
it's still
straight.
the same length.
Yeah.
So what happens is, so your hair is short in the back, and then that is your longest bit. Then there's a little bit of hair that gives a bit of interest. So you'll naturally be flat there. That's just what most hairdressers will do.
Will do. Okay.
Secondly, what's happened when we look at your layering, so when I bring that hair forward, you'll see, so that is your longest bit, but the hair behind it is actually shorter. So it goes shorter from there, long to there.
Longer,
So
yeah.
what that does, it separates from that. It's a shorter bit there, and it does that. So you have these two different hairstyles
Yeah.
that's sitting there. So you see, that's very long.
Yeah,
And then
and
the
then
bit that's
that's-
sitting over it is shorter, but then that
That is much,
is
yeah.
very long again. So it's almost like there's a gap in there. So the hair,
Yeah.
the hair basically doesn't know which
What
way
what it's
it should be
doing.
flowing.
Yeah.
Now, let me see the layers in the back. Okay, so the layers in the back, what they've done something which traditionally we call square layering. And what they've done is they've given you, you see all of that's one length, and then that, if I take that and drop
Yeah.
it, you see it sits
short, yeah.
like a wedge there. Now traditionally, we have been trained in hairdressing that if you cut the top, bring it up, and that's what they've done for you. They've taken it that,
Yeah.
bring it through there, cut that off. When that drops, it will give you volume. But it doesn't. Because a square shape on a round space doesn't actually give you volume. In fact, it gives you more disconnection, and it will make your hair sit flatter.
Right.
If your hair was shorter, like that length, of course that'd work. But the key thing is you need to build the scaffolding through here
Okay.
to actually give the hair to move. And the disconnection through there needs to be away in order that each hair can support the hair. So if you think volume is created by a shorter bit, so the hair sits that shelf through there.
Yeah.
But if you take a bit away, then there's nothing to
Nothing in-
support
yeah.
that, and that's the bit that makes the hair then not sit well. Now the main question is how do you feel about your length?
Okay. So I have had it short before. It's kind of like in a bob, and it's been this length. I'm a bit conscious of the back of my neck. I do have a problem with the back of my
Okay.
neck, and so I have to be quite careful even when I have my hair washed because I've got neck issues here,
Okay.
structural neck issues.
Okay.
So I'm a bit conscious about having my hair too short because my back of my neck feels very exposed.
Okay.
I know it sounds a bit weird. That's kind of, I haven't really ever gone shorter than that just because of and I sort of feel like I need to have it covered.
Right. Okay.
But I'm not, overly precious about the length or
The length.
anything. I do tend to tie it up, probably just because, after day one, it's easier.
So longer hair, believe it or not, is easier for that
Yeah.
specific reason. Now, I don't necessarily, I'll give you loads of options.
Okay.
And then you can tell me what fits more in line with what your thoughts
Okay.
is. Facially, you can wear basically almost everything. Now, you are slightly more on the square side, so you don't want necessarily something sitting there and
Okay.
too much width, because what it will do is it will pull you out. You don't want to necessarily put a fringe on because then it makes you very small.
I've had a fringe before, it didn't look good.
Yes. So definitely that will, if you wanted a fringe, it can be longer, like it can sit there like in a sweeping bag. That can work, but not full
that,
fringe
no,
like that.
no.
It just makes everything too small. So then lengthwise, now I actually don't, funny enough, so I always say to people energetically, you can, if you wanted shorter hair, you can, something that sits about there, I think will work very, very well on you. but I feel you need to have hair. I don't know
Yeah.
why. And I would say I would probably go for something that's about collarbone
Okay.
through there. Definitely keep that softness, even though a shape through there could work. I actually think we should keep this longer on you
Okay.
through there. Not necessarily long, but probably just below the chin.
Okay.
And then work on internal layers there
Yeah, to try and.
to give you that. I feel the hair needs to be a little bit. At the moment, when I touch it, it feels a bit stiff.
Yeah.
And I feel it needs a little bit more
Yeah.
energy in there.
Yeah. Okay.
But as soon as I do that on you, instantly, more hair
Yeah.
really works on you because it actually opens up the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that will work.
Yeah.
But I definitely think.
I think it was last time I had it cut. It was taken to about that length, and it's grown over the last.
I will definitely give you a lot of shape through here
Yeah.
because that's the thing that actually then opens you up.
Yeah.
And will give. You see, as soon as I do that, that wants to come forward. And actually, that's the bit that we need to be backwards to
Okay.
create that
To create
shape
that. Yeah.
through there that will work well.
Okay.
Okay,
That
and
sounds
then
good.
now,
Yeah.
do you color? Are you open to color? Do you want
Well,
color?
I would love to colour my hair.
Okay.
The problem I've got is that I'm allergic to hair dye.
Ah, okay.
Well, only certain hair dyes, I think. So I
Right.
used to colour it in my 20s. I think I used to have highlights and it was actually blonde.
Okay.
And it went a lot darker after I had children. And then I didn't have time to maintain it, so I just let all that grow out. So I
Right.
hadn't coloured it since then, done anything with it. And then sort of probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I thought actually it might be nice to put some colour in it because I've got some grey coming through. So I went for a patch test, as people recommend you do. Not a good reaction for me.
Oh, really?
And that was dark hair colour.
Right.
So,
So how many years ago was that?
I've had about 3 or 4 patch testers at
Okay.
different places because they all say we'd use different products and there's different,
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I've tried a few places. So every time I've had a patch test, I've had a reaction to it.
Right.
The last one was probably about a couple of years ago.
Right.
And they actually did it on my arm here and it took a month to go down.
Right. So we will not be coloring your hair.
I would love to colour my hair, but and it's a real shame, but I'm just obviously a bit nervous because I don't want to have a massive anaphylactic shock
Yes.
on the floor.
So what we will do is so we do have a few different options of hair color, and I would say because color has changed
Yeah.
in the last 3 years, we have been able to color probably about 70% of more people than what we were able to color
Okay.
before. It just depends on how much coverage you want.
Yeah.
So we've got a brand called Shinefinity, which basically is just a topical color. But even with that, we need to patch test you
test it, yeah,
to
yeah,
see it. But I would say let's do the haircut for you today.
Yeah.
And then what we can see is we can see how that gets on. Let's patch test
test
you
me, and then we'll
see how
know.
it works. But
Yeah.
I don't actually think with your hair, like we can do highlights, like
Yeah.
blonded bits in there. Actually, not blonded bits. I actually think you should be dark.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be a blonde.
No, it would look weird now.
Yeah. And but I would say so. What we can go in is with a demi-permanent color and take some of the white away,
Yeah.
and then have like some balayage bits through it. So it gives you like rich chocolate,
Yeah.
like brunette tones.
That would be lovely.
Which will look really rough.
Yeah.
But firstly, safety first.
Yeah, I know, I
is
need to check
the key
first.
thing to make
Yeah.
sure that that
Yeah.
works very well. Fabulous.
Okay.
Let's get cracking.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
Down, can't go, bring me down.